Hi, I'm Dave Asprey, the Bulletproof Executive. I created Bulletproof Coffee because I've enjoyed coffee since I was a young man. But sometimes I'd drink coffee and I'd feel really good, and then I'd crash. And then I'd feel good and I'd crash. Until eventually, for 5 long, dark years, I quit drinking coffee. Until I realized it wasn't the coffee, it was the toxins that formed during the production of mass market coffee. I re-engineered the coffee process to create the bulletproof process that makes beans without the toxins that rob performance from you every single time you drink most coffee. We even laboratory test the coffee to verify that the list of bulletproof performance-robbing toxins is not present. So what you get is an ultra-clean bean that makes you feel good all the time when you drink it, and it doesn't cause food cravings the way normal coffee does. In order to make bulletproof coffee, the first step is to brew it using the right beans. Upgraded coffee beans are something that I created for the highest possible mental and physical performance. It's coffee that's processed differently than other coffee. It tastes even better than normal coffee, but it gives you a very different mental feeling. There's 2 methods that I recommend for brewing. The first is called a French press. You can buy these for about $10 at a lot of grocery stores now. It's a simple way to make coffee. All you need is water just off of a boil and coffee that's ground evenly. Or you can use a pour-over method with a metal filter, which is what I'll demonstrate here. I'm pouring water that's just off a boil. The proper amount of time for brewing coffee is about 4 minutes, whether it's a French press or a pour-over. So what I'm going to do here is pour the coffee gently and slowly through the grounds for ideally about 4 minutes. One of the reasons I like the pour-over method is that it's one of the few times I slow down during the day. It's a little bit meditative when you just gently, slowly pour just the right amount of hot water over coffee to make the most delicious coffee. You'll also see there's a layer of foam called the crema on top of the coffee. This is a sign that your beans are fresh. When you buy most coffee, even the big label coffee, it's not fresh roasted like this, and it doesn't have that layer of foam on the top. We're going to add fresh brewed hot black coffee made with the toxin-free upgraded beans to the blender. I've preheated this blender with hot water so it won't cool the coffee off very much. And there are 2 other ingredients you have to get right in order to make bulletproof coffee. The first one is butter from grass-fed cows, about 2 tablespoons. You can see this butter is a yellow color. This is because it's butter from cows that ate grass. Normal butter or margarine or some other kind of oil won't cut it. You will not get the satisfying lack of food craving effects, and you won't get the mental clarity that are possible when you do this right. Don't mess around with cheap butter. If you're concerned about the butter adding a buttery taste, it adds a creamy, amazing, delicious taste. The next ingredient that is absolutely required, you owe it to yourself to try it made this way one time. It's called brain octane oil. Brain octane oil is 18 times stronger than coconut oil, specifically for mental clarity. It's designed for metabolic function. You take about 1 tablespoon of this for every 2 tablespoons of butter. Some people do better on far less. When you start using brain octane oil, start with only a teaspoon and see how much your body likes. It is very strong, especially up here. Next, we add the hot coffee. And we're going to blend it. You'll notice we're using a full power blender. The more you blend it, the better it is. Mixing it with a spoon doesn't cut it. Blend it. Now you'll see it's already got a head of foam on it, and I'm going to pour it into a beaker so you can see what it really looks like. See the head of foam that's formed on it? This is similar to what you get with a latte. There are actually little bubbles still coming to the surface, just like a freshly steamed latte, but the flavor is something that you wouldn't expect. It is creamier and more delicious than a latte ever has a chance of being. Not to mention it has metabolic effects, like it helps you lose weight and it makes you feel amazing focus for hours and hours. Wow, I never get tired of that. Upgraded coffee beans come from Central America, from a single estate at high altitude. Every single step, from the way the beans are grown, the way they're harvested, the way they're treated, the way they're processed, even the way they're packaged before we ship them to our roaster, is carefully controlled.
I'm a bulletproof babe.
And we totally didn't.
You need that T-shirt. You need the bulletproof babe T-shirt.
Oh my God, I'm taking a note on
marketing.
I'm taking a note on that one.
Thank you.
So people really should know that, like, we don't sit ahead of time going, ooh, let's talk about each.